I shut my eyes in order to see. Paul Gauguin. Hello, welcome back, my lovely air signs. This is Firefly Moon Tarot for everything moon sign related and moon cyclical related. So this is going to be your new moon reading in Pisces. Just a little bit about the Pisces new moon. It is also known as the Dreamer's Moon. And in the almanac community, it is known as the Worm Moon. Now, Pisces, as I stated in our first full moon reading of the year, which was a full moon in Pisces, is a very emotional card. It is, as far as the moon card is concerned, it is ruled by Pisces and emotions. However, of course, the moon is ruled by Cancer and the fourth house. So family foundation, I've mentioned this before. Now this Pisces new moon is going to, reap the same kind of effects as emotions are going to be very connected at this point in time to dreams and desires. This is going to be a time, now again, this is the new moon, so new moons are all about manifesting. So your manifestations may circle around the desires or dreams that you literally dream about. Like these may come to you in dreams, so you may have very prophetic dreams at this time. Specifically if you have a Pisces sun sign or Pisces rising sign. Now you are an air sign, so it's not directly related to water signs, but that doesn't mean you are not affected. This is an overall energy reading. However, water signs are more affected, and specifically Cancer and Pisces are going to be the most affected. But again, if you are a rising sign or a sun sign in those as well, you will feel some more of this emotion. Now, as I was trying to go into, is there the dreams themselves, like the dreams that you have, if you are one of those individuals who can, or more often than not, remember your dreams, have lucid dreams. Some of you may astral realm travel. Others of you don't really remember your dreams that often, although at this time and during this time, you may remember some of your dreams. And for those of you who are more deeply connected to your dream state, these dreams may slowly kind of cross the boundary of interpreting them as parts of reality or bits of reality. Remembering the dream as possible deja vus or memories that you're like, oh, was that a dream or was that real? So, I mean, I don't know if I'm the only one that has these feelings sometimes, but I can't assume that I'm alone, especially in this kind of community, if you're here as a collective reaching out to this kind of energy. Now, this is also going to be a time for everyone, regardless. It is going to be a very difficult time to verbalize your emotions. You just may feel like you don't have the right words for them, because what you're feeling in some sense of the agency is, no one can understand me. This is just such a unique emotion. I can't really speak it into words. So that is going to be an issue for everyone. This is also just a time where you may find yourself really wishful thinking and daydreaming, fantasizing about things. Now, this is also because Pisces also relates to Neptune. So it's Neptunian energy, which is very watery energy. So there are no boundaries, which is why I'm saying the veil between your reality and your dreams may be absolutely what the veil is supposed to represent, as a see-through item, something that is not physically solid. So there could be a lot of lack there of boundaries that are recreated. And, this is also a time I would point out that this is I mean, you are a person that is in your mind, definitely. They're like, as air signs, obviously, Gemini, the most out of all of them, that are in their thoughts and constantly in their mind. Whereas, but you don't have as much as the characteristical trait as earth signs of trying to create a specific rationale out of everything. You may seek more the logic side of aspects instead of the rationale, but either way, these two are very connected in the fact that they are antithesis to a veil, a watery boundary, not a solid boundary. So emotions, let's just say this right off the bat, air signs are not logical. The entire premise around emotions is that they are not to be overwritten by your mind's ability to rationalize things or be logic about things or try and create compartmentalization tools in order to cope with certain things. Emotions are just supposed to be accepted as they are. Don't go fighting them. All right. So that's kind of just the general warning, is don't go trying to fight these emotions by rationalizing them or using logic in some sense, because logic does not apply in contexts like these. All right. All right, so I'm going to go right into the reading, air sign. Let's get some general energy for all air signs. I have already meditated on these cards and cleanse the space. Now, as I was meditating on the cards, I tried to ask, just since I'm not doing the channeled messages as much anymore, because it takes up so much time, and I'm realizing some of you like shorter ones. I just asked for, it was like some kind of message. So I think what Spirit was giving me in general is that the overall general energy during this time, the Temptation card came out, which is the number 15. So 15 may be relevant. You may either be born on 15th. You may be watching this on no, it can't be the 15th, because yesterday was the 15th, I believe. Broken down, that's a 6. Which I believe is the Lover's card. So Gemini specifically related. Now you might also have Capricorn in your chart, either Sun or Rising, or you may be dealing with a Capricorn. Because what is telling me, so Gemini and Capricorn are coming up strongest in this message. What it was trying to tell me with the temptation is that you need to be wary of, like, at this point in time, it means you're focusing more on the material side of things and you're not focusing enough on your well-being. And this could also be activities of addiction or, behavioral addiction. And this could be either you or someone who you're dealing with. Now, when it comes to addiction, so let's say it could just be behavior-wise, like your negative behavior. So Geminis, you might become obsessive about someone or something. You're just, and because it's about the outcome, like you're obsessed about the outcome of the situation. I think these are 2 cards. Like you have an idea, especially with the Dreamer's moon right now. It's like you have a dream of how something should play out. And if it doesn't play out that way, then, oh my God, the world's going to end, You have a real addiction to making, having things come out the way you want it, how you planned it. Now, Libra, you may have more of an unhealthy relationship with, this is beautiful though so far, it's because, again, this is about the material world. Like, you like fine things, so you may literally have a purchasing addiction. You may often find you're straining your budget because you're overspending. Oh, and here's that 6 I was talking about at the bottom of the deck. So broken down. Also, since I've got this specifically after mentioning the temptation and the 6 card, this may be with a toxic relationship. There may be some of you out there dealing with a toxic relationship. Now, I do not read reversals in the Good Tarot. It is not meant to be read reversals, but when certain cards come up, like I will get I don't know how this is, but I get an energy telling me that this was meant to be read with a bit of a footnote or appendix to it. So in this case, I mean, like I said, this could be an unhealthy love relationship. And this could also, again, not just be with someone else, but with yourself. I want to make that clear. Like, the Geminis can be very hard on yourself. Libras can be very hard on yourself. And Aquarius, you can be very hard on yourself. And I was going to get into Aquarius, what their kind of addiction, in the essence of what I'm talking about as non-substance wise, is if something goes wrong for Aquariuses, or somebody says something they don't like, they tend to obsess about that. Like they can't let it go. It just, you know, it's, you can say, I don't care what they think, but even by saying you don't care what they think, it obviously is already, you're putting out the energy that you are already thinking about the idea or the concept of caring what other people think when, or, you know, it's just like, or you plan this, let's say this, you baked a cake for your friend's birthday, and on the way there, like you dropped something or your foot got stuck in the door and the cake frosting got smushed on one side, and like regardless, it's not going to change the taste of the cake, nor is the person who's receiving that going to be any less appreciative of it. And in the end, it all goes into your stomach anyways, so the frosting not being perfect is not a big deal. Aquariuses would end up like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, it was perfect before, I swear, you know, it's, and just tell everyone, I worked so hard on this, and then this happened, and you'll just obsess about this one little thing that you had no control over. So that is the message I was getting with just the general energy of the Temptation card. And again, this could be someone around you or somebody you're dealing with. All right, Spirit, we've got the main energies for our air signs. Can we please go into Gemini specific? What does Gemini need to know during this new moon in Pisces? What can I share with them for their highest good, Spirit? Thank you very much. I'm going to close my eyes. Oh, as soon as I close my eyes, things just start popping out. So we've had the King. Where's another one get popped up? King of Fire, Nine of Earth. Some of the Geminis might be dealing with an Aries. I know the King of Fire is technically supposed to be a Leo card, but since it's so masculine, I go with Aries. And so I'm thinking Mars too all of a sudden. All right. Please, Spirit. One last card for Gemini. All of a sudden the cards got really heavy. Like, I just want to like it's just, oh, fall asleep. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm getting exhaustedly tired now all of a sudden. You might be exhausted. You might be working too hard, Gemini. Whatever this is, you're expunging too much of your physical and mental energy into things. And I think you just, and you're not dreaming enough is what I'm getting. And you really need to take a nap and sleep and have some good dreams. I mean, this is the dreamer's moon. So if you're not having good dreams or sleeping well at this time, I think that's a real sign at this time that you need to definitely focus more on your own well-being and health. All right, thank you very much, Spirit. We have all the messages here for Gemini. Let us move on to Libra. What do our Libras need to know during this time? What is for their highest good? And what will lead them in the right direction? Now, again, these are not one-to-one readings, so please take what resonates. I was drawn to say something else specifically about Libra. And leave the rest behind, because not all of this is going to apply to each one of you individually. All right? I mean, in general, this looks like a good, I mean, despite that we have the Five of Earth in our overall energy, we also have the Magician and the Sun card. So that's some, like, you want happiness in your life. You want, I mean, I don't know if you're feeling alone right now, but, or you're feeling disconnected from who you think your tribe is and your community is, but you want to be happier. All right, thank you very much for our Libra messages. I'd like to move on now to the last Aquarius. And we're just getting out of Aquarius season and into Pisces, which is great. Happy birthday. That means, well, I got happy late birthday for all you Aquariuses. Okay, thank you. Oh my goodness, you got 4. Okay, so we have for Aquarius. There seems to be an explosion of messages here for you. Yes, definitely letting things go, I think, is what that message I was saying earlier. Walking away from things. These are 2 8s that came out together. So, literally these 2 cards came out together. I'll talk about this later, but the 8 of air and the 8 of water, it's definitely walking away from things and leaving things behind, especially when you're being so hard on yourself. All right? Okay. Thank you very much, Spirit. All right, I'm going to start off now with the official air sign reading. Now, okay, we have, I'll shift these up here for now so we can have some of this space, this beautiful space. Because, the Magician, the Sun card, oops, I put the Sun card just so I could look at it. The Magician and the Sun card. So we got 2 major arcanas out of the 4. Now, this Page of Earth is a real solid figure. This Page of Earth has been coming out a lot. So I think a lot of like what people are dreaming about at this point in time is kind of like they want to be, it's not that they want to start something new, but there's something that they've been into, especially when connected to the Dreamer's Moon. I'm getting a lot that people are feeling dreamy about something, which means they're very kind of like, childlike in their interest and their enthusiasm around something new, something around creating a different kind of stability for their material world. Like they've probably been doing something for a while. Maybe it's become less fruitful than it was in the past. And they want something new. Like they just feel stuck. They feel stuck in where you're at. And it's created some sense of abundance for you, some level of security, but it's not who you are anymore. It's not what you want anymore. And again, I say this with a grain of salt. Like, again, this is the Dreamer's Moon. So at this time, the rational isn't really figuring into things. Like, you have a dream that you want to create more for yourself, and that's your truth, all right? And there's nothing wrong with that. You want to find something that you're more interested in, that you're more aligned with. And this is like all dreams, which is why I think the Sun came out, is that the dreams represent your basic core loves, longings, and desires, your hopes, that all those things you wrote down in your journal when you were younger, like, I want to be this, I want this type of guy, I want this kind of job, I want this type of girl, I want this kind of love, I want this kind of family, I want this kind of house, like, it is literally before you were taught what social norms were or what social expectations were supposed to be for you. Like, this is like the dreams. The dreams is what you wanted in this then, and you wanted to create the Sun, You wanted to create that fusion. And I think during this time period, you are looking for a way to really manifest this new opportunity into life. And because these are pages of Earth, I think that there is a sort of practicality in your rationalization. Now, I know that I said don't rationalize things at the beginning, like this is not a time. This is also not a time to endeavor to start a new job or a new business, or, leave divorce your family and move to a foreign country just because. Like, obviously, don't be, sporadic is not the word I'm looking for, but that's the word that came out. Spontaneous. Don't be overtly spontaneous, but there is some limit to, like, don't, because I'm talking to air signs, it's more or less, this is an opportunity for you to definitely set in a structure or foundation, but don't talk yourself out of it. That's the rationale that you would normally do. Like, you could get down on yourself and tell you a million ways why this wouldn't work. And that's irrational, actually. Like, stop doing that to yourself, because you are a manifester at this time. So if you start putting that kind of negative energy out there and telling yourself you won't accomplish something or you can't accomplish something, then you won't do it because you're telling yourself you won't, which in essence is part of the I can't do it, So there's something really there's an opportunity to create, because it is Earth, so there is some stability to there is some opportunity to whatever it is that you're dreaming about. There is a reality to it and an option for this. And it's coming from a place of utter joy and satisfaction. Like, this is what you want. You want this more than anything right now. And I mean, the outcome could be the sun, but I'm getting more as the sun is the underlying motivation that is leading you towards this objective. And the Magician being here tells me that you can achieve this, and you have the opportunity to achieve this. Now, again, what I wanted to say earlier is, yes, this energy is here, but you have your own free will. Do you want to accept the energy? Do you want to participate in the energy? That's up to you. I mean, you could just watch this and be like, oh, that sounds just like a great life, but then never do anything about it, you know? But the opportunity is there for you. And it doesn't seem like you have to put, like, it's like not professor level effort into it, but student level into it. Now, that's also, for any of you who have attended a higher education degree, you kind of, that almost sounds contrary to how real life is. You know, I'm using the analogy of professor and student because you obviously think that a professor is, you know, more qualified and they've done so much hard work to get where they're at, and they are on the hierarchy system. They are obviously on the top, where students are working to achieve that. Now, for any of you who have obviously attended it, your professors, especially those on tenure, I mean, they come in, you don't know what they do. They just sit there and you read and, you know, participate at a high level. Like, you spend way more hours participating, it seems, in the work, obviously, than they do. So I'm not trying to say that the level of work isn't going to be hard, or that the level of work shouldn't be viewed as as a monumental achievement as, say, being a professor is, because, you know, both work hard. It's very, like, yes, it's not a slight in any way. So, but there is a clear hierarchy level. It is not the work of a professor that you would be putting in. So it's something that you have to start doing and, you know, start working on. And there is going to be absolutely some hard work that needs to go into this. This isn't going to be something that just comes. Or, I mean, that the opportunity may just present itself, like, out of the blue, but to fully, you know, benefit from the opportunity, you have to work hard in it. And the reason I'm getting, like, this feeling like wherever you're at right now, you're just not feeling like you're part of the community. If you've been there for a while, or you've been doing this thing for a while, you've been a student for a while, you've been in a relationship for a while, maybe you've been a stay-at-home mom or a dad, and you're like, you know what, I want to get out. And you know, because there's so many stories of I mean, women more predominantly as far as statistics, percentages go, you know, it seems like always sad story, like, so many women can work so hard to go to university and, you know, get good grades and achieve, you know, the degree with high marks. And then what do? They marry a guy, have a kid, and they stay home, and they never utilize the degree in which they invested in. So it may be that time where you're starting to feel a little like empty nester, like, my kids have left, and what have I done? Now, obviously, raising a child is a job, and the fact that we do not monetize it does not mean that its value in any way is diminished from the individual who's going out and monetizing their job for the benefit of the welfare of the family. So let's not construe my comment as, you know, women wasting their life doing that. No, not it at all. In fact, women should get I mean, it's unpaid labor. But now you're like, okay, now that my kids maybe are of an age where I can go back to work and start participating, maybe create new friends, because that's also what the work offers. Work offers you a connection with a community of people who are interested in probably the same kind of things that you are and motivated by the same kinds of things that you are. Like you studied the same thing in school, which means you obviously have a intellectual interest. You are participating in the workforce, which means you have a specific kind of work ethic that you're looking to compare. So I feel like they're in either way, whether you're a student or whether you've been in a job for a long time and you want to change, or whether you're a stay-at-home parent and you want to change, I'm getting that there is a sense of loneliness or detachment from what, almost like a depression about where you are at now, and you just have been dreaming about doing something else, and you are really, 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 you want to find the sunshine in life. Like I'm getting, there's some depression going on here, definitely. Like you want to be motivated by this person with the sun. Like you may hear stories about them, friends may talk about the things that they do, or you may watch videos, YouTube videos, or like you're just, something has sparked an interest to you, like, oh my gosh, I missed that part of life, that way of life, you know, and you just want to be happy. You just want to feel happy. And you have this Magician, and it's a beginning. Again, the number one, this is a new beginning. This is, you have to start this. Like you need to take the first steps. And the Magician isn't about the rational part of it. It's literally understanding the tools you have, the values you have, and using what you have in order to start manifesting this into being. Because the biggest tool that you need, especially if we're talking about air signs, which is all about the mind, is your mental clarity about it, your mental intention about it. So starting off with just the intention to do something is the first step to really fulfilling the Magician's purpose and goal. So let's see. So the signs here, the sun is obviously Leo. So some of you might have a Leo sun or rising. And what did I want to say with that? A Leo. Something about the Leo and the lion specifically. It's just reinforcing that definitely if you are a Leo, part of this message was for you. Something about the lion. Let me see if I can actually, there might be one in here. Also known as Mukango in Zimbabwean, in the language of Zimbabwe. I'm going to read about the lion from my animal spirit book, just because it, like I was just getting lions. So your family pride shall take precedence now. Be conscious of your loyalty to those closest to you, and your courage to keep your family members close to your heart. This is of the utmost importance. There is strength in numbers. Lion families are called prides, and this could be a reminder to be proud of the company you keep. Recognize the goodness in each member of your family, and at the same time, release any codependent relationships in your family. Find acceptance, love, and support in your family members, and they will find that in you. I think that's a really good message. Like what I was getting with some of you, that you're unhappy where you are, and some of you, you know, maybe a stay-at-home parent. I think that is specifically for you because your family is there to support you. If you have these wishes and these desires, talk to your family about them. They are going to be 100% supportive of you. I really feel that. Also, the other message that I was just getting, you know, because some of you feel lonely in a community where you're at or what you're doing, and this may be the other kind of scenarios that I was talking about, is releasing that codependency. This also reinforces the temptation card that came up and the love card in reverse. That some of you might actually be in a relationship where it is unhealthy. So when it talks about the family and the family pride as well, if you have children with this person, I think your children will be very supportive of you separating yourself from this individual. And so will your parents. So and your friends. I feel those people who are your not inherited family, but your chosen family. So again, I think that's a confirmation message. If some of you are considering leaving a relationship that you figured out is unhealthy, it's time to. And since the Seven of Water is popping out, I think some of you, that may be the Libra. Okay. Magician. I did want to check if that what planet. Mercury, communication. So this will relate to Gemini in my mind, just because communication. So Gemini, Leo, if you have what, I don't know what Mercury your sign is, or your sign in Mercury is. Then I know, I thought I said another one. I was getting another one. I thought Libra. Okay, but yeah, you're already all air signs. So additionally, Leo and Gemini. Gemini is an air sign. All right, I am going to get a inspiration card for you now. Just something that Spirit wants to tell you that will hopefully inspire you. Whether you have to make a decision, whether you're trying to figure out what direction to go, or maybe even just journal. So oh, I feel something here. I don't know if you already saw it. This is beautiful. Take a break. Take a break. I think this is good. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. So this really relates to those of you who are in a job that you're unhappy in. This could also, again, be like if you're a stay-at-home parent and you're participating in way too many like extracurricular activities to support the child that you're not really interested in, and you just feel like your life isn't your own anymore, but which happens when you're parents regardless, but really you do need to kind of try and find a place where your own identity remains a little bit. And I think when you take a break and start, and I think taking a break also relates to the Dreamer's Moon, as it's an opportunity to really connect to your dreams. And with this moon, crescent moon in the background, it's almost a new moon. Oh no, it was a full moon. No, it's after the new moon. I think, oh man, I'm getting confused. I mean, I see the hills there remind me, I think, of the Dakotas, where there's an Indian reservation with like the painted mountains or something like that. And obviously this is very Moroccan in its style to me, or Alhambra. Granada type. All right, I'm going to read directly from the book before I go too far off. But obviously, the inspirational messages at this time is to take a break. And I think that, I mean, obviously, that's pretty self-explanatory. But sometimes it's easier said than done, because we always find excuses to, oh, I don't have time, or, oh, when, where, what, so, okay. It is okay to take a break and enjoy your creations, to take a moment from your busy schedule, to get off the treadmill of life, to appreciate and acknowledge all that you have created, achieved, released, or experienced before rushing on to the next thing, to be in the moment and enjoy where you are, to take a breath and regather your mind, body, and spirit, to recalibrate, appreciate, and celebrate, to decide on what you really want to experience next. If you take a moment, you are not going to miss out. Perhaps you have just completed a big project, manifested something significant in your life, released an old way of being, or just been burning the candle at both ends. Now is the time to take some time out before rushing on to the next thing. You did it. Enjoy yourself and recalibrate. Go on vacation, book a massage, take long walks in nature, go away for a rejuvenating weekend to recharge and replenish. I think that's like, as far as inspiration is concerned, this is like the best inspiration card that it can tell you, because it's giving you so many different options and areas and ways in which you can find inspiration. And like I said, you've been working on something that you just feel stuck at, like you've just been putting so much time, or you're in a place where you've just committed so much of your time to, and you just are unhappy with that and where you're at. And you just want to find something that invokes that joy again in you. And you know you have the skills to do this. It's just time to create something. And you have an opportunity to do that, to create something of a material value, of a physical value, right? All right. Thank you very much, air signs. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, or subscribe. I do appreciate all the support. I am going to go on now to the individual air sign messages. You can find the specific dedicated link in the description box. Also, if you just try and scroll forward in the video, you will have an option because the video is separated by chapters. Go ahead and click there, and I will see you on the other side. Love and light. All right, thank you for returning to me. First off, we have is our Geminis. So we have the Seven of Earth, we have the King of Fire, and we have the Nine of Earth. So as far as this new opportunity to create joy, to create stability, to get out of this doldrums of where you're at or where you feel you're at. And again, this is amplified because it's the Dreamer's Moon. So your ability to accept just the status quo is not where you're at right now in your mental and emotional specifically state, right? And mental, obviously, because you are air signs and you're a Gemini, so you're always in your head. Which I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. It's just a quirk. So, I mean, what I'm seeing in general is this is something, again, that I think you've had on your mind for a long, like a wish that you've had since you were young. Like when I talked about earlier about the possibility that you would have written this down in a journal when you were young or something like that, or told people like that's what you were going to be, you know, or, and it actually for you, it has an opportunity to create some real golden stability. Like I see like these mix of reds and oranges and yellows just right here. I mean, it shines to me, you know. I mean, it's gold, but it's like a vibrant gold, and it's very similar, very fall colors. So I'm just getting very glittery, very golden benefits that are coming from this. Like it's something that I feel like you even possibly might have been working towards this and not telling anybody about it for a while, like doing things on the sly, like maybe getting a certification here or there, or practicing a language here or there, or practicing coding here or there, or maybe taking writing classes or attending, you know, group writing sessions if it's something creative. I got that message and maybe it's something that you spoke about in passing with someone who you aren't directly friends with, but you might have met them at a event where maybe it was your kid's soccer game and it was another parent, or it was like you went to an event with your significant other and you met someone there. Maybe it was even the bartender you were talking to, or you were the bartender talking to someone on the other side. I don't know why that came to my mind. But I see a real glow up for you. A real taking charge situation of this doldrum kind of stagnant energy that you're in, this lack thereof motivation, and you are just charging straight through this. Like the power is just, you're you're definitely, this is a glow up situation. I'm feeling a huge glow up situation. If this is, you're in a relationship or you were in a relationship, you're definitely finding a new relationship. Because the one that you were in was just, I mean, I'm getting that it was good, but wow, something's coming along that's just, geez, Louise. And, you know, those lucky people that get to have beautiful relationships all the time, I'm in envy of you, but, you know, happiness, I'm so glad when people can find happiness and joy and love in their life. I mean, if you look at her, it's almost like she's attending a wedding, like she's a bride, you know, back in the Druid and Gaelic days. Like that seems like it would absolutely be an outfit for marriage. And it's so interesting because this King of Fire is such a glow up energy, but he's literally just sitting there, not doing anything. Like he's listening, you know, and just standing there with the power. Like when he speaks, it means that mountains move, you know, like when he chooses to speak, it is, things happen. Things happen. Which is, you know, this magician choosing your words wisely, because like I mentioned earlier, if you say you can't do something, won't do something, then you're obviously not going to achieve it because your words are not being used wisely. Where if you say I can do it, I will do it, I mean, that's all, like, just things happen. Let's see, what others. For any of you that this is a new relationship, this is a very stable relationship. Like this person has a very stable, like they can, what they're offering you is rooted in truth, in fact, in let's say material stability, definitely. It's rooted in love too. It's not just comfortable. The gentleman here in the Seven of Earth, the mask that he kind of has around his head, I'm getting that they're dragon wings. Like especially this one here. So this may be coming around dragonfly season. So obviously when there's a little bit more water around and it's a little, well, wherever you are, it just depends where you are. So maybe dragonfly season there. Also, Gemini, I have a warning that if you don't take action on something at this time, somebody else is going to come in and sweep it up out from under you. That's, again, not for everyone. It's really specific. It's, if you just are standing there, like, because again, this is the dreamer's moon. So if you spend too much time daydreaming about something and you're just staring at this fairy, and all of a sudden everybody else in life, especially this guy who just can come in and take control and take over. It can either take your job, because the Nine of Earth can be a very stable material job, take the woman that you're interested, the man that you're interested in, can just, you know, swoop in, and if you don't take the chance while you have the chance, then somebody else is going to take it out from under you. They're going to accept the challenge and they're going to take their chance. Also, I'm getting this card not as a human, but as a deity entity, as an offering. Like there's something, a wish of some sort that you have been wishing for, and this person is kind of in charge of providing it, or you have to kind of go through a test of some sort in order to achieve it or find her. Again, it's not a real person. It's just really hard to explain how I'm getting this energy. She is a representative of, I mean, deity is what I'm getting. Is she's not real. She just, like, okay, so Amaterasu, I believe, is what the woman. She represents the moon. She is not a real person, but she symbolizes the moon as her entity embodies the moon. So it's something like that. Like, I'm getting that this energy here is represented by not a real human being, but a nymph or an angel or a god or some deity, you know, siren, I don't know, that represents this gold coin, this huge gold coin in the background. Kind of represents longevity. And I'm getting that she's a nature-based nymph. Like, she can make things grow by touching them, you know? Like this energy. So this might represent for some of you getting connecting to somebody who is involved in the recruiting world, like maybe going to a recruiting show, or for some of those of you in the academic world, this can be getting involved with a like editor, like someone who edits papers, you know, and they can lead you on a better path to a better product. Now, usually these are your professors or assistant professors, not the editors, but the sponsors that you have to have in order to successfully complete a degree, a graduate's degree. Definitely, I'm not sure, I don't remember my undergrad, but advisors and stuff like that. So, and you know, they're supposed to guide you in a way that will make your paper most beneficial or your work more beneficial. Now, obviously, they're super busy and they rarely ever accomplish that goal. So this may actually be somebody outside of that, like maybe a tutor of some sort, and somehow you come into contact with them and they just inspire you in a way, and whatever your project is, it reaps like maybe you go to get your doctorate because of it, you know, maybe you're published in one of their the scholarly journals. Let's see. It's not just about working hard, it's about working smart. Let's use all your talents. And like the magician said, it's all about talents. Like maybe you have some leadership skills that you're unaware of that you try and hide, you know, that maybe you should utilize more. Aries sign is coming in here again. Rising or sun, if that is you or someone you are connecting with. I mean, I just see either take the opportunity or lose your chance, or in order to achieve this opportunity, you're going to have to embody a little bit of different energy. And the other one is you could possibly be getting into a very stable foundational relationship with somebody new that is, you know, honest, trustworthy, that is offering you real love and stability. And you just might have been in a relationship where you were just going through the steps day by day. And again, these places where you meet, I gave you some opportunities or options. You know, either if you're married, wherever your kids coalesce, if you have to go to a work event, or if you have to go to a loved one's work event or a lover's work event, something like that. Or maybe you volunteer at some place, or you participate in a physical activity. Maybe you throw knives. I don't know. Maybe you shoot arrows. All right, Gemini, I am going to get an advice card from Spirit, what do they want to share with you at this time? First quarter moon in Taurus. Release control. This is very interesting. I think I got this. Definitely got this my last Earth reading. Yes, it was definitely. I think Capricorn got it because it's a Taurus card. And I just interchanged those two. Pretty sure this is a root chakra. And I think this also goes back to this space here where I was talking about community and foundation wherever you are. It's not making, you're not very happy where you are at this time. And it's time to shift and move and create and embody some kind of new energy and to look for something new. Release control. I'm going to read directly from the book, so there are no wrong messages. Oh, I was close. I thought it was 68, but it is 56. I thought I memorized the number. Oh, but the one that let me see, where Spirit took me, it was the first quarter moon in Scorpio. So release your blocks. So that may be a message also for others of you. Release control or release your blocks. So I'm going to read the release your blocks real quick for some of you because I think this is. When it comes to pushing through your fears and any other negative feelings, you're going to have to dig deeper. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself, because fear blocks us. I think this is perfect for Gemini, actually. Make time to clear any toxic feelings around you. Don't let pride stop you from showing how dearly you want something. It's okay to be vulnerable. If you know the people you're dealing with are trustworthy, don't think about others as much as yourself. Okay, so I did want to, and that is which chakra? It's a sacral chakra. Okay. So I am going to read the first quarter moon in Taurus. Now, first off, the first quarter moon in Taurus takes place when the sun is in Aquarius. So Aquarius might be another, since this is an air sign, it's always very fitting. Aquarius, you might actually have a rising or a sun sign in Aquarius as well, Gemini. All right. What in your life are you trying just a bit too hard to do? What are you absolutely stuck on? To the point where you won't even entertain other ideas. You need to release your grip on life. Whatever you want, release it to the universe and trust that the universe will come back to you with whatever is in your highest good. If you're feeling possessive about someone or something, your challenge now is to live and let live. In a financial situation, self-worth is the key. Avoid get-rich schemes. I mean, the fact that when I talked earlier about Gemini's addictive issue is being possessive about someone, I think that's just really fitting. That is a message, obviously, specifically for you. So I feel drawn to say this now is, okay, this king of fire that I saw is a possible new relationship individual. This may be a message for those of you who are in a relationship right now and you realize it's not working and your partner has actually found someone who they have a real opportunity to create a beautiful, trusting, loyal relationship with, and Spirit is advising you to let it go, to let them go, let them find their happiness, because by doing that, you will find your own happiness, because the situation is not happy for either of you. Okay? Also, what this Five of Earth energy, you know? Pardon me, I have to sneeze. Oh, that's the, I was saying this stuck, this energy where you've just been doing something for so long, and some of you might have been doing that for so long because you're just stuck in it. Like when I use stuck, and the fact that in here you're just absolutely stuck on. What are you absolutely stuck on? Like you're just like, I don't know if I can change anything. Like I said earlier, also with all, the air signs you get in your head, especially Gemini, and you're telling yourself and like making yourself believe things that aren't necessary. Like, I don't have to find a new place to be happy. I don't want to find a new place to be happy, or I don't want to be happy. Why do I think I'm not happy right now? I can be happy. I just have to, like, just really going way too deep into those mind boxes of dialogue that you end up having with yourself. Okay, so I'm going to read your mantra. No, your I forget what the name is. What is it called? Affirmation. Now again, this is about the root chakra, so you need to find ways to make yourself feel more safe where you are and grounded. And this could be definitely finding a new outlet for something that you are positive and creative about and interested in. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to slow down and take 3 deep breaths. On the 3rd deep breath, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, and then after that, you will repeat after me, either to yourself or out loud, okay? So first deep breath in and out, and in and release all that negative energy, all that doubt, all that frustration. Now close your eyes and breathe in. And continue breathing out. And repeat after me. Energies of the first quarter moon in Taurus, thank you for showing me that all my needs are taken care of. Energies of the first quarter moon in Taurus, thank you for showing me that all my needs are taken care of. Energy in the first quarter moon in Taurus, thank you for showing me that all my needs are taken care of. All right. Thank you very much, Gemini. Again, the signs are, if you're dealing with a Taurus or they have a Taurus sun, moon, or rising sign. If you have a Taurus sun or rising sign, Aries, I got here. And then we already had Leo. And again, I'm getting Gemini with the Magician because it's ruled by Mercury. All right. And don't forget to check out the short breathing meditation at the end of this video. And in the meanwhile, if you enjoyed this, please like, share, subscribe, or comment. Love and light. All right. Thank you very much for returning to meet Libras. Here we have the 7 of water for you. We have the King of Earth for you. And we have the 9 of water. So there's obviously a choices that need to be made. And these have to deal with your emotional concerns. Like I was saying, this is the Dreamer's Moon, and the moon is ruled by water, and this is the Pisces new moon, which is ruled by water. So there is a lot of emotional issues going around right now, and this heightened emotional response and this heightened connection to our dreams, desires, hopes, and longings can definitely be leading you to look at things or see things as decisions and choices that need to be made. Things before where you may have just always done certain, like before, I don't want to talk about it like there was a life before this and a life after this, but as your day-to-day average responses to various aspects of your life in which you never chose directions, you just did, or you never chose people, you just did, or you never chose responses, you just are. It's now looking like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna take a second, and I'm gonna view this as a choice, as options. Like, it shouldn't be just left or right. I'm like, oh, do I want to turn around? Do I want to go up? Do I want to go down? There's ways you can look at things. Like, do I want to stop? Do I just want to stop and stand still? I think you're viewing things as an option of choices right now. Like you're expanding yourself. And I mean, this 9 of water is just beautiful. It's great value and happiness and joy and abundance. It can be physical abundance. I mean, when I'm getting this King of Earth as well, I mean, I get this King of Abundance opportunity. So this happiness, this Nine of Water energy might be leading to some real, stable foundations. Now, emotionally, this King of Earth is not. Or emotion, yeah. This Kings of Earth are not particularly loquacious. They're not particularly sharing individuals. They are not proactive, let's just say that. There's a lot of a lot of actual conformity energy with this King of Earth, especially as I'm getting it right now. So very much similar to the fact that there's a lot of inactivity with this Five of Earth. You literally have been in a situation so long that your physical appearance is starting to reflect the external surroundings. And you can no longer find your identity in where you are as an individual. Again, this may be why you're starting to look things as choices, like you're trying to find your identity in all these personas or all these kind of societal not characteristics, but labels, stereotypes, variables, like you're female, your daughter, your student, you're male, you're an athlete, you're short, it just, those kind of things, like is that your identity? Are those your identities? What else can be your identity? Again, like, because I'm getting that you want to manifest joy in your life, I'm seeing that a lot of that is going to come from emotional stability. The joy that you're finding and that you're realizing about yourself is your self-worth. And you're worth a lot. You're worth diamonds, pearls, and whatever. I don't know if this is an amethyst here. It looks kind of purple. This one looks kind of purple. You're worth gemstones. And I think that's a great way to start deciding and creating who you are out of this situation. It's like changing your physical appearance not to mirror your external surroundings, but creating a different bit of your own identity. Now, there's somebody there that's going to try and keep you in that, because they're so rooted in there. They don't want to. This is not a changing individual. This person is not changeable, right? I mean, that there's they're not going to cut their beard. They're not going to take off their antlers. They're going to die in that crown. They're not changeable. So I feel like somebody is trying to influence you to stay complacent in where you are, for some of you. And you are trying to seek this new beautiful identity where you are, determining what your own value is, like what you're worth. And I think you're worth a lot. You're worth diamonds and gold, right? And it's going to be taking that proactive approach to making these decisions. And try not to get stuck in this King of Earth, because there is a King of Earth energy around you, or this may be reversed. You may be that King of Earth energy, and the person that is around you is trying to create a different value for themselves, and you don't want to have any of it. Like, this person's not having any of it, so they're trying to influence you. I do want to get some clarification on this. Like, can I just get an outcome, Spirit? Can I get some kind of outcome? Please, Spirit, can I get any message? Not those cards, obviously. Any messages regarding outcome, but I know Spirit doesn't want me to go another round when I'm done with this one. What is the kind of outcome? Any messages? Okay. So we have the Moon card. Okay. Honestly, okay, what I'm getting out of this, specifically is the fact that because this is the new moon, this is the manifesting time. We have the Magician here, then we have the Oracle card here, which is the Moon card, and it is, and Yemaya is, you know, the goddess of all water, bodies of water, is the fact that this you that you're reestablishing and reaffirming, you didn't even know it was in you, like, or it was something that was taken away from you. That identity was so taken away from you so long ago that you never thought that you could be a different person. And what it's telling you here is that it is possible for you to manifest that. And what it's also telling me with the moon is that the answer of how is this going to turn out, it is going to turn out however you want it to turn out. Me, as the conduit to this message, have no specific message regarding the outcome. It is literally however you want it to manifest in the agency. I can tell you that it is going to be a healing process. The outcome is going to come through the method of a form of healing. Now, since Yemaya is the goddess of all bodies of waters, oceans, lakes, rivers, and glaciers, I would say too, there probably has to do some work with water. Now, whether this is putting Epsom salt in your bath, whether this is putting a clean glass of drinking water out every morning to, you know, a spirit in which you meditate to, or whether it is literally hydrating. Hydrating may be a very important message this time of year. I'm getting that, like, you need to take more care of yourself by drinking more water. And this is going to offer you some purification, right, as you go through this process. So the outcome for this and regarding this earth sign is it is whatever you want it to be. Now, again, I'm getting cross-watcher things. So this could be you dealing with someone else as the King of Earth, or this could be you watching this dealing with a King of Earth situation. Let's see, what else am I getting regarding? Some of you might be moving into a new home, and I only get that because I get kind of foundation with this card, that it's a foundation, and foundations are also homes and choice. So there is a choice that needs to be made, and either it is to move in alone, it is to move in with someone. Maybe you are buying you all are investing in a second house that is maybe a cabin. Maybe you work in the city and you want to get outside of the city on opportunities when you can, or maybe you moved outside of the city during COVID and now you want to get back into the nightlife, and you guys decided to purchase a small place within the city, or not purchase, or maybe even just rent a place inside the city where you can go in for the activities and arts that city life offers, right? All right. Oops, I didn't close it off after the last one. Let me get a advice card from Spirit for you, Libra. I mean, I just see great change here happen for you, Libra. I think it's something that was a long time coming, like a long time coming. Like I said, I think for some of you, you didn't even know you could be this person anymore because you had given up on that identity so long ago, because it was more like it was taken away from you, right? Okay, new moon. Guess what new moon card you got, Libra? Pisces. So since this is the new moon in Pisces right now, I'd say, and it clarifies so clearly why I was getting this card, that the outcome is whatever you want it to be, because that's what you're manifesting. I mean, we have the Magician here. We have the card telling you that whatever you want to happen will happen. And this is a new moon in Pisces manifestation, because new moons are all about manifesting. Then you get the new moon in Pisces, okay? So really pay attention to what you are putting out in the universe right now, okay, Libra? If you are down in the dumps and you are, you know, focusing too much on the material world and addicted to what possessions you have or what things you have. You know, you need to focus on who you really are. Okay, so I'm going to read this. This is Attune to the Divine. And I think, I mean, if is not any better representative of the divine in some sense or another. Your Maya is a great divine figure to commune with. You might want to look her up and see what resonates with you from their story, her story. Maybe you live in the Caribbean or parts of South America, specifically Brazil, and you know or maybe you're visiting there. We'll see how it resonates. But so also reinforce if you have Pisces anywhere in your chart. This is obviously also a message for you. Okay. So attune to the divine. Of course, there's water everywhere, which we were already talking about. You have the opportunity to slip into the flow of life now. When that happens, you want what is happening, and what is happening is what you want. Like I said with this card. Your manifesting is working perfectly, like I said. Just make sure that you stay attuned to your higher self, and you'll be well on your way to feeling blissfully happy and in tune with your dreams. So, blissfully happy, what we were talking about, this joy you want, and this is the Dreamer's Moon, and this is the Dreamer's Moon. So obviously it connects to your dreams, hopes, aspirations, desires. Again, also choosing who you want to be, right? Because this is what you're worth. This is what you're worth, Libra. You know, you can change. You do not have to stay rooted like this individual here. And don't let that individual influence you during this time, or try not to. I mean, you can take what you want as far as energy is concerned. If that's a parent, you know, obviously there's different boundaries there that you have to psychologically deal with in order to be your own individual. If it's a lover or a loved one, obviously as well, there's actual physical commitment to these individuals that may be preventing you. But you need to find a way to do this, to work on it for your own good. Meditation is the best way to connect with your higher self. So practice it if you know how, or try learning from an online instructional video. Above all else, be kind to yourself and others. And I was just getting the message almost like as soon as I read meditation. I'm not sure if you practice meditation. If you do, then I would recommend in the background putting on an ambiance music that is like trickling water or something like that, or oceans crashing, or rain falling. I feel like during this time, those kinds, that connection again with water and cleansing, I was really getting a strong message from before. Okay, so you know, the new moon in Pisces takes place when the sun and moon are in the same degree as Pisces, which makes sense because right now is Pisces season. I'm going to go ahead and ask you now to take 3 deep breaths. On the last breath, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. And then when we get done, you are going to either repeat verbally out loud with me or to yourself the affirmation. My conscious dream. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I humphed to myself because it's literally like all the information I know about the Pisces moon and talking about dreams and the boundaries that are not there, like the veil that is between our dreams and our reality. I mean, your affirmation is just a nice succinct way of saying this. Okay, so let's start breathing. Breathe in and breathe out. A deep, slow breath in. And then you're going to release it and the toxicity and your views on reality. Last breath in, close your eyes, and let it all go. Now repeat after me. My conscious dreams create my reality. My conscious dreams create my reality. My conscious dreams create my reality. All right, thank you very much, Libra. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, or subscribe. I appreciate all the support and affection and love that I get from everyone who watches this. Also, don't forget, at the end of this video, you can find a short meditation. Just click on the link in the description box. Love and light. Hello, welcome back, Gemini. I mean, not Gemini. Ugh. I say that just because they got the this first quarter moon in Taurus happens when the sun is in Aquarius. So I was connecting you. So Aquarius, thank you for coming back. I apologize now if I insulted any of you by referring to you as Geminis. We have for you, which I'm reading these two together, the Eight of Water and the Eight of Air. I'm going to read together because, I mean, you're the only one that got 4 cards, and these came out not one after another, but they came out together. They flipped over together in the deck. The Hierophant or the Hierophant and the Nine of Fire. Okay, now what I'm getting real strong energy about this is you need to release your negative thinking about yourself. You need to move on from things. Like I was saying earlier, like you will tend to cling to the negativity around when something goes wrong or it goes against, you know, if it's not perfectly, like I use the cake example, you know, if the icing on the cake got smudged before you got it to the birthday and it'd just be the end of the world, sometimes you just keep talking about it, but you need to let things like that go. And you need to walk away from that kind of behavior too, because that behavior is not just turning into something where it is manifesting in your mind. You are starting to manifest it physically. Like all this self-degradation that you're putting on yourself when you do these kind of things is literally taking effect in your body. So you may be exhibiting unhealthy eating habits or unhealthy drinking habits or unhealthy exercise practices that are also weakening your body. Now, with the Hierophant, I do get a level of institutional commitment that is happening here, or you have an institutional commitment. I almost want to say I'm getting Taurus energy out of that, but I don't know if that's right. Just a second. Yes, it is. It is Taurus energy, which again connects you back to Gemini. You may be dealing with a Gemini. You may have a Gemini rising or sun sign. But I mean, I even called it like I told Gemini in some way possibly connected to Aquarius, and now Taurus is coming out, which is connecting you to Gemini. We'll see what your advice card is. See how it comes out. Okay, so the Hierophant is also about knowledge too. So now Taurus is about stability and creating, you know, financial abundance, material abundance, security, stability. But the Hierophant is also about knowledge. And it's really weird. This Hierophant has, you know, your fire, your cup of water, your feather, and I'm guessing this is oil, which comes from the earth. Oh no, the rocks here. Oh no, here. The gold. Well, that also means commitment, wedding band. So, I mean, it's got the major card elements, which is normally portrayed, and I hate when I make comparisons to other decks. I think each deck is trying to tell its own story. That this is connected to the Magician as well. So it's not just what you know, it's how you use what you know, how you use your knowledge. Okay, some of you might have been found out that your significant other is cheating on you. And now that you know, it's kind of like, how are you going to use that knowledge? Now, one thing, obviously, Spirit is recommend and is walking away from this relationship. Because it's, by you finding out this information, I mean, it's painful. I'm surprised the Three of Swords. I mean, I feel like the Three of Swords needs to come out here, but having both these eights on top of each other is pretty much just about equivalent Um, it is, excuse my language, it's mind fucking you. Like there's no way. And when I talked about, and this is the epitome of the worst circumstance that can happen for an Aquarius, because the amount of energy you will give to thinking about this is absolutely physically and mentally toxic. Now, the other thing is I feel is you could go hell's bells on this person, like this person is dead to you, right? I mean, that's the other way. Like, you may be angry as all hell, and they may be renting space in your brain for the foreseeable future, at least for a while for the future, but they are dead to you. Whatever this is, they are dead to you. I mean, this has caused some pain, and you thought you had protected yourself from this, that you had set up these boundaries. You had let your boundaries down. You had let your vulnerabilities exposed. And then this happens, and now you're building walls up around you. I mean, you basically, the way I see this, you're living in this cave now. You've manifested this cave to close the world around, like to close yourself from the world. Like, you just don't want to deal with this kind of stuff. I'm seeing, like, and the crying out loud, like, this is why you just want sunshine. You just want to be happy. You want to know what it feels like to be happy again, because you don't feel happiness. You feel rage. You feel betrayal. You feel sadness. You don't feel happiness. But like I said, and this might have just happened. This might have happened in the past. I'm really just getting this as a specific. Unfortunately, I mean, I'll see what other messages Spirit has for me. But what this whole message was for you, and really your identity was attached to this person. That's how far you let down your guard and how far you let down your boundaries, is you were wholly committed and attached to this individual, and they just betrayed you, and you found out in some way. And I don't think it's just because someone told you. I think because there's all these material things here, is you found out through evidence. There was evidence, physical evidence of some sort. Like this, you could have seen text messages between them. You could have seen gifts exchanged between them, like credit card statements of gifts. You could have... You could have also had a dream, you could have felt like this was happening. Those are, being intuitive about these kind of things it's a really pretty good indicator. I mean, don't go self-prophesizing. Like, there are moments when you're like, when in relationships, people are like, oh, he's just going to cheat on me. And, you then thus propagate the type of behavior in which what leads to the self-fulfilling prophesizing of that statement. You can affect your own outcome in those senses. So, I really think in this case it wasn't that. So, I mean, I always say be careful with those, but I think you just had a feeling, and it wasn't warranted. Like I said, you had let your boundaries down with this person. You completely trusted this person, and they betrayed you. So that I don't feel like you thought you were committed and happy for the rest of your life, right? That was it. This person might be a Taurus. You might be a Taurus sun or rising, or the other person that is in the relationship, the third wheel, might be a Taurus. But like I was saying with this Magician, you have the opportunity, because this either happened, is to create your future. You have this moment to create your destiny now, by leaving behind the toxicity and walking towards something new. Get out of this haze, this sadness, get out of this, if anyone has experienced, I think when you cry so much that you can't see out of your eyes anymore, like there's that kind of haziness to it, like that's what I'm getting here with this. Okay, now I want to stop with that message, because it is a very specific and clear message to individual Aquarius, and I do not think that all the Aquariuses are dealing with that kind of energy. So I want to move on. So let's let me just real quick. Spirit, 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 spirit. Just real quick, I just clean that out. Okay, okay. Let me reconnect. Reconnect. Okay, here. Some of you have decided not to complete a degree. You started something. You started a venture of some sort. You know, to like you thought you wanted to be a doctor or something, or you thought you wanted, you know, to be a coder, and you started the school and the training, and you went through it, but you realized that it's just not you. It was a lot more difficult than you anticipated, so you're walking away from it, right? You're leaving it behind. You're not just physically leaving it behind, but you're leaving the idea of it behind, and you're moving towards your next stage. It was not making you happy. You thought it was gonna like fulfill that emptiness in you, and it's not. You're like, no, I'm done. I'm over that. I mean, especially if some of you are trying to get a doctorate degree. Like, I have heard horror stories about the psychological warfare that going through that entire process puts people through. A lot of people drop out. So one, you are not alone. And two, this situation was becoming untenably unhealthy for you, and it's a good thing that you left it behind, okay? The next thing, I think I see you overcoming something through the sheer determination and will of knowing that you understand the situation better than somebody else, and that you don't need to put up with their kind of fatalism. So I think this also represents someone else, like there's just a fatalist in here that gives up easily, that's always like, you can't, you know, just there's always some weak-souled and low vibrational individual that might be in your surrounding, which I think, again, this card of advice is getting those toxic, and again, the temptation, like cutting out those toxic people. Like when I was drawn to read the Lion card, just it's you know, or the lion, about the lion, and just removing all those toxic people out of your life. So I think that there's something toxic, someone that's possibly toxic in your life, and you're moving on, like you're going to the next stage, because that's what else is about the Hierophant. It's all about achieving stages. Like there's 3 major stages to enlightenment for this individual, like, you know, levels of knowing and understanding. And I mean, as through life, we also process through stages. And I think we're going through a new stage. Like you were just going through a really like a time of conflict with individuals. And they were this type of like, you know, nihilist, like always defeatism, like giving up, and you can't achieve this. Like, you're not worthy. You're not smart enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not strong enough. You're not tall enough. You're not old enough. You're not young enough. You know, you're not from this country, or you don't speak enough languages. You know, there's always something this person like is debasing about whatever goal it is that you have in your life. And you're like, I'm done with having you as a friend. I'm done having you in my life, because I'm the Hierophant. And sorry, I don't know if they say Hierophant or Hierophant, but Hierophant would be H-E-I-R in one of the languages I speak. So I say Hierophant. And so I see you really explosive, like exploding to that next stage of your being and your intellectual thing. So I think that's a good message. We have one really message, and then a very solid message. And I think, you know, this last, like the solid one about you know, there's a good one. It's time to redirect your past, and that's okay. I think it's a good thing you're walking away from not a scholarly endeavor, any endeavor that you had partaken upon, because, you know, and you probably gained so much intelligence and skills just through that time, that even if you don't get whatever certificate or diploma or whatever is connected or associated to this endeavor, you already have gained the benefits are already immeasurable for it, right? Because you're already the Hierophant. All right, Aquarius, I am going to get an advice card for you. Nope, I want this one. Full moon in Pisces, which that was the first full moon of the year. So far I've got the new moon in Pisces, and now we have the full moon in Pisces. This is beautiful. Wow. Those aren't orchids. What are those? Oh my gosh, those are fish. I thought they were flowers. Oh, that's beautiful. It's the yin and yang. The Pisces, the other alternative Pisces sign as well. Peace sign as well. And it just looks like the water is being parted. Like the moon is literally parting the water. That's gorgeous. All right. So forgive. Forgive. Okay. So right off the bat, obviously the first story I told about the individual finding out that they were betrayed. Now, in this essence, forgive, I am getting it way more as you need to forgive yourself, because I can see you going through the mental process of what did I do wrong? I wasn't good enough for this. No. Okay. I would say, like, I'm saying forgive yourself, not because I think you deserve to be forgiven for this, because I don't think that was even that is not a situation that should have been incorporated into the situation, but you yourself have done this, that you were in some way putting the blame on yourself. So you need to just stop doing that, and just, one, forgive yourself for thinking that badly of yourself, because you didn't deserve it. The other is, in essence, it's, you want to forgive the other person for your own benefit, because you don't want to continue to hold these, like I said, this person is dead to you. Like, they are dead to you. So I know asking you to forgive them for betraying you, I'm not saying it in the essence where, oh, I forgive you, it's fine. No. You're forgiving them to let yourself have closure. And you're not forgiving their actions. You're not forgiving their betrayal. They have just done something to you, and they are asking in some way for your forgiveness, but you're not forgiving the actions. You're forgiving the person. Okay? And it's not in the essence that, oh yeah, everything's fine now. No, they're still dead to you. But you can't allow them to continue to make you feel so negative about everything, because that diminishes yourself more than it does them, right? Like, you need to have a blessed heart. Don't let them toxify it, because they don't deserve your energy at all anymore. Don't be letting them hurt you, continue to hurt you. You know, I mean, like I said, this is going to take time. They are going to live in your mind space for a while. But the advice that obviously Spirit is giving you is to forgive. So work on the concept thereof, forgiveness, right? Like, use all that brain space that you gained. You know, you're elevating. You're elevating to the next stage. Or you're on the precipice of elevating to that next stage, and the lesson you need to learn is the true essence of forgiveness. Which, what that is, I don't know. I'm still working on it. All right, so I will read the card to you. Oh, it's such a beautiful card, though. Be careful that you're not coming at your current situation with your mind made up. This card is a reminder that life is an unfolding mystery, and you need to go with it. Instead of trying too hard to tick every box for your dreams to come true, fall into the dreams a little. It could well be that what's blocking your current manifestation is that you haven't forgiven yourself or someone else for something that happened in the past. To boost your manifesting powers, forgive yourself and anyone else who needs forgiveness. So, the full moon in Pisces takes place when the sun is in Virgo. Now, that is what we had in January, because that was the first full moon of the year. All right. So Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin is also in this deck. Oh, this is Kuan Yin. Oh, no. Yes. Wait. Kuan Yin. Wait a second. Okay, hold on. Okay, so the reason I went on that tangent is because there's a manifesting ritual, and I saw just the name Kuan Yin real quick, and I knew I had a card with Kuan Yin, who is a Chinese goddess for compassion and mercy. Also, and I had it in this deck, which is the Mythical Goddess Tarot. Good. And it is the representation of the Empress, and which is ruled by Venus, which again is the planet of love and money. And so just an extra message. I'm really drawn. I'm definitely feeling heart chakra space, like the fact that she's got the lotus like literally coming out of her heart chakra, and it's all in green, and she's sitting on her lotus petal. Okay, so just let's see. So Kuan Yin radiates the perfect fusion of love and wisdom. So again, this wisdom from the Hierophant, and through her elegance and gentleness offers healing to all. She personifies unconditional love. Her essence fills all of humanity with peace and comfort, to be filled with her mercy and healed into wholeness, healing others in return. And that's what I was talking about. Like, the forgiveness in essence is not for their benefit, it is for yours, because you don't need that kind of negativity on your heart, especially because you deserve so much more than this. So, I forget where I was, page 100, I'm guessing. No, I don't know. Yep, there we go. 102. Okay, so I read, yes, forgive anyone who else needs forgiveness. Okay, so I'm going to ask you, now that I've gotten you all worked up, I'm going to ask you to take 3 deep breaths, and then on the last breath, I'm going to ask that you close your eyes. And once we're done breathing together, you are going to repeat the affirmation with me, either to yourself or out loud. All right, so let's start. Breathe in and breathe out. Nice and deep. Release. Breathe in and let go all the toxicity, all the anger, all the hurt. And one last deep breath in. Close your eyes. Determine that this space is for you as you breathe out. This moment is for you. Now repeat after me. I forgive everyone who needs it in my life. It is done. I forgive everyone who needs it in my life. It is done. I forgive everyone who needs it in my life. It is done. All right, Aquarius moons, thank you very much for being here with me today. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, or subscribe. Comment. I would love to hear anything. Yes, this seems like a very intense situation, and I hope you find forgiveness both for yourself and for others. And right after this is another short meditation. You can just continue to set that determination to have this time to yourself and finish off there. Love and light. Now take a deep breath. In deep, pure, clear, purifying energy. Pure white light. Just calm yourself and focus in the sounds.